The wilderness is a realm where power and fear usually rule the day, and the bear is often seen as the ultimate titan of the forest. However, even the most formidable predators can pick the wrong fight. When they do, nature has a way of hitting back harder than ever imagined. In a true clash of titans, a bear once challenged a lion in a raw, primal showdown. Relying on sheer brute force, the bear came in swinging, but the lion was a different kind of warrior. More agile and incredibly precise, the king of the jungle struck back with a fury that shook the earth. Amidst flying dust and slashing claws, the bear found itself bloodied and broken. Forced to turn tail and flee, it learned the hard way that even a beast built like a tank cannot easily unseat the true king. Strength in numbers often tips the scales in the wild. While a bear might easily crush a lone wolf, an entire pack presents a lethal challenge. In one instance, a bear realized too late that it had wandered into a trap. Surrounded and outnumbered, it was met by wolves coordinated like seasoned warriors. Every step the bear took brought another bite, another blow. It managed to break free and limp into the trees, but it left behind its pride and a trail of blood. These opportunistic predators don't just protect their kills, they seek revenge against those who try to steal from them. One bear, thinking it had found an easy meal, was chased over rocks and through woods until it disappeared, humiliated and starving, while the wolves kept what was rightfully theirs. The drive to protect family is perhaps the most dangerous force a bear can encounter. A mother cougar, sensing a threat to her hidden cubs, didn't hesitate for a second. The bear expected an easy target, but instead met a storm of claws and speed. The cougar exploded forward, launching at the bear's throat with a rage that defied her smaller size. Stunned and bloodied, the bear backed off, realizing that the mountain belonged to the mother. Even animals we perceive as less threatening can hold their ground with surprising ferocity. Take the wild boar, thick-skinned, muscle-bound, and full of fury. When a confident bear approached, the boar charged with such speed that it caught the predator completely off guard. Tusk-slashed leg, and a second charge sent the bear tumbling. What was supposed to be a hunt turned into a desperate retreat for the bear. This same spirit was seen in a quiet farm pen where two pigs named Hamlet and Mary faced a full-grown bear. Instead of freezing, they lunged at the intruder with zero fear, biting and barking until the shocked bear scrambled out of the pen and vanished. The giants of the herbivore world also prove that they are not to be trifled with. A mother moose, fiercely protective of her calves, can transform into a freight train of destruction. When a bear crept too close to her young, the moose exploded forward with thundering hooves. The bear miscalculated and paid the price, being thrown back by a mother who knew no mercy. In another face-off, a massive moose stood its ground against a hungry predator without moving an inch. When the moose finally lunged, its sharp hooves slicing the air, the bear's confidence shattered. It gave up and slinked away, leaving the moose standing in majestic dominance. The lessons of the forest are often taught through experience. A young, arrogant bear once tried its luck against an elk and her calf. The elk didn't run. She lowered her antlers and bellowed a warning before charging. The bear was so intimidated it sprinted up the nearest tree, looking down in humiliation while the elk watched from below. Similarly, the bison acts as an armored tank on legs. When a bear wandered too close to its territory, a single snort followed by a ground-shaking charge was all it took. After a swipe clipped the bear's shoulder, panic set in, and the great predator found itself running for its life until it vanished into the brush. Finally, we see that courage does not always come in a large package. Small dogs with the hearts of warriors have been known to drive off bears twice their size. Through fast, coordinated, and relentless attacks, these dogs can turn a bear's dominance into a hurried backpedal. Even alone, small dog at a campsite has been known to use bluff charges and fierce barks to send a hungry bear fleeing. In the wild, hunger is often not worth the fight, especially when the underdog is fighting like they have everything to lose. These stories serve as a powerful reminder. In the animal kingdom, respect is earned, and even the mighty must be careful whom they challenge. The natural world is a theater of constant struggle, where the line between predator and prey can blur in an instant. As we have seen, The moose stands as a towering testament to this reality. When a bear dares to eye a moose's calves, it isn't just approaching a meal, it is walking into the path of a living freight train. The sheer power of a mother moose's hooves, thundering across the earth, serves as a terrifying reminder that some targets are never worth the cost. Even in a silent standoff, where most would expect the prey to run, the moose's refusal to move an inch can shatter a bear's confidence. This raw, majestic dominance proves that in the wild, psychological victory is often just as decisive as physical combat. The lessons of survival extend even to the younger generation of predators. A young bear, driven by the arrogance of youth, might stumble upon an elk and her calf, expecting an easy victory. But experience is a brutal teacher. When that elk lowers her antlers and bellows a warning, the shift in dynamic is immediate. The sight of a great predator sprinting up a tree to escape a determined herbivore is a vivid example of how instinct and protective rage can overturn the traditional food chain. The forest does not care about your status as a predator if you lack the wisdom to respect your opponent. In the open plains, the bison takes this defense to an even more extreme level. These are the armored tanks of the wild, animals that do not merely defend, but actively repel threats with ground-shaking force. A bear that wanders too close to a bison soon finds that its claws are no match for hundreds of pounds of charging muscle and bone. The message received by the bear is clear: some territories are sovereign, and the price of entry is pain. Perhaps the most surprising lessons come from the bond between humans and their animals. Domestic dogs, despite their smaller size, carry the hearts of ancient warriors. Whether it is a pair of dogs working in perfect tandem to backpedal two massive bears, or a lone campsite protector using a bluff charge to save its owner's supplies, the result is the same. The bear may be the titan of the woods, but it often loses its dignity to the relentless spirit of an underdog who has everything to lose. Ultimately, these encounters teach us that nature is not just about brute strength, it is about the will to survive and the courage to protect what is ours. Even the mighty bear must eventually bow to the fury of a mother, the coordination of a pack, or the unexpected bravery of a farm animal. It is a world of constant balance, where every victory is earned and every mistake is paid for